All right, hello, welcome back to the stream, everybody. Got some subtle updates done on the stream. So, whoops, I still have all this open. Close that. So anyway, welcome. Today we're going to be continuing work on the Lowrider spider boss. I think the focus of this stream is going to be animations and all that good stuff. So animating his attack patterns. Also probably will be spending some time modifying some of his attack patterns. So we're going to be doing that, and yeah, I think that's about it. So before I get into it, I want to mention that I have my Udemy courses available for purchase. So if you want to financially support me and the channel, and you want to learn how to build a game in the Godot engine, you could check out my Udemy courses. They're linked in the description below. You can learn C# or GDScript, whatever you choose, or both if you want. So beyond that, liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, signing up for my newsletter at firebelly.com, all of that stuff helps me out greatly. So with all of that out of the way, let's get right into it. Hello, Alon. Never get to catch a stream just as it starts. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Hopefully this will be a fun one, a fun stream here. Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Let's get going then, huh? So at the end of the stream yesterday, I basically cut up the Lowrider spider into several pieces, and so I've got individual sprites for all of this stuff, and the reason is because I'm going to be able now to animate all of this. So let's go ahead and figure out what we want to animate first. So I think maybe just giving a basic animation to the Lowrider spider to start is going to be a good idea. So we'll just give him some kind of idle animation, I suppose. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and add a good old animation player. And we're going to call this one Spider Animation Player. Okay, and then here, let's go for the head first. And let's just go ahead and start animating the head. So we'll start with that position here. I guess we'll keep it at a 1 second duration. Turn autoplay on. I wonder if I can get away with just doing something basic like a little up. And then we'll wrap it. So we'll just start with that really basic to start. For the body, we will do the same thing. Except I think for the body, we'll go a little bit over to the right here. Yeah, so let's go a little bit over to the right. Yeah, that's fine. And then we can go up one. So maybe that's a little bit too much. Am I doing this right? Maybe we'll just go straight up and down. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And then for the legs, let's go ahead and animate those. So I think probably going to want to modify the position for the leg, but we're going to also want to do the rotation. Okay, so let's do the rotation now. We're just kind of making everything in lockstep here. I don't think this animation needs to be super fancy. Yeah, that'll work. And then we'll do the same for kind of like the other leg here. Create that. This needs to go up one. Why do I always do the wrong way? There we go. And then we'll also add a rotation on that leg as well. We'll just go ahead and make this. Maybe we'll start it off just so it break up the lockstep, the synchronization of it. Oh. Well, maybe that's not great. Yeah, maybe that'll work better. Okay, and then in the back, we have that right leg here. I don't think I need to move it because it's kind of obscured. So I'm just going to add a rotation to it. Oh, it's already rotated. Let's go ahead and just create that. And then which way do we want to rotate it? Let's try 190 maybe. Yeah, that works. Okay. So we've got that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and see what that looks like. So we'll get the dungeon levels loaded up and we'll see what that, yeah, we'll see how that animation looks in game, and then we can animate the car as well. Although I probably need to cut up the car into more pieces. Because that animation needs to be changed. Okay. I think that animation is looking fine. I just think it needs to be probably faster. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just change the speed scale. Hello, Jesse the Fish. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, there's still more work to do in terms of the particles, but welcome to the stream, Marcos. Good to see you. All right, so the Lowrider spider is looking great. Let's go ahead and animate that attack. Well, let me think. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I probably do want to do like animated hydraulics, but there's one thing that I want to experiment with first, which is that attack where he does the spin. I want to try to change that up a little bit. Let me see. I just want to play with that a little bit because that spin is kind of like annoying me now that the art is in place. So I want to try making him just do, somebody suggested yesterday, making him do like a, like donuts or something instead. And I think that's a good idea. So when I enter this state, State flame attack, which is not actually a good state name anymore, so I'm going to change this. Call it state bullet attack. Enter state bullet attack. And leave state bullet attack. So we'll get those named correctly. And then in here, what it's doing is I'm going to change this so that it's not doing this rotation anymore. What I want to do is I want to grab the bullet attack, or grab the current player position and make it use that player position around which it does the donuts and the turning and the accelerating. So let's go ahead and do a vector to bullet attack target position, I guess. I don't know. I guess that'll work. So when we enter that state bullet attack, I'm going to get rid of that for now. Flame interval timer. That needs to be renamed as well. Rename. Call this bullet interval timer. Get that renamed. Okay. So what we want to do is we're going to say var bullet attack, or rather bullet attack target position is equal to this dot get player. So we're just going to grab the snapshot of the player current position. And then that's going to be our target position. And then what we're going to do is this acceleration coefficient multiplier. I think that's going to be okay. And we're going to get rid of this velocity component dot, or let's do path find component dot. We're going to do force set target position. So path find component, force set target position, bullet attack target position. And then we're going to do set target position, bullet attack target position. Okay. And we're going to get rid of this decelerate, and we're going to get rid of that. So what we're essentially setting up is we're setting up a situation where it's going to pick a spot, it's going to go to it, and then it's going to constantly overshoot and turn back around and overshoot and turn back around. It's never going to settle at that position because it's always going to be going too fast. At least that's the idea. So I think we're going to see how that works. And also, let's see. So this was a 4-second time. So let's see. Let's add a timer here. Bullet attack duration timer. Let's do 6 seconds and 1 shot. Private timer, bullet attack duration timer. All right, and then in the enter state bullet attack, we're going to do bullet attack duration timer dot start, and then if bullet attack duration timer dot is stopped, then we're going to do state machine dot change state state normal. All right. All right, let's see what that does. So now we've gotten rid of that weird spin. So it's coming along nicely. Yes, I agree. Maybe he opens the hood of the car to shoot. Maybe he uses his own engine to shoot. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I want to see... Okay, so he's going to charge. Boom. Okay, that's not working at all. He got stuck on some terrain there. Oh, interesting. He's just going in a straight line for some reason. Why is that happening? Your main language is Portuguese. I understood what you said, yeah. You got it. Let's see. Update facing. Oh, I probably want to do that too, huh? Pathfind component. Oh, I need to call follow path. That's what I was missing. Cool. All right, let's try this now. Let's give this a shot now. So the charge attack is nice. Okay, that is somewhat working. That is somewhat working. I think I need to get rid of this acceleration coefficient multiplier. Actually, this would probably be better if I turned it down to 0.5. Or rather, up here. 0.5, so that he's got even less acceleration. Because it's going to be like he's doing burnouts or something. And we're going to see what that looks like. Hopefully the degree of overshooting and whatnot will help it just kind of be like a natural... Okay, maybe that didn't work so well. I think I probably need to add some kind of, let's see, follow path, velocity component. So this is responsible for determining the direction along the path. But I think maybe I need to add something extra to it. Yeah, I need to figure out how to better control that velocity there. Because I think what I want to do is I want to take, so let's do this. Var perpendicular direction is equal to velocity component dot velocity dot orthogonal. And then, so that's our perpendicular direction. Okay, so that's the same length. And then, let's do dot normalized. What happens if I add a velocity component dot accelerate in direction, perpendicular direction, and then also have it fighting with the pathfind component? I'm hoping that that pulls it a little bit more in sort of like a radial movement pattern, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to be the case. Oops. But we're going to see. Okay, that did not work at all. Early morning work meeting, be back in a bit. All right. I will look forward to seeing you. Maybe car rotate a bit when he's moving. Well, no, I can't do that, but the way the art is, it won't look right. Do you find GDScript a lesser programming language than C# when working with Godot? No, I think that GDScript is perfectly capable. As a matter of fact, I may be using it for my next game after Gunforged. So yeah, I don't have any problems with GDScript at all. I actually think it's relatively fun to use. I thought the Lowrider was just a quirky name. I didn't expect an actual car. Yep, it's the Lowrider Spider. It's very literal. Okay, this is not working at all. So let's see. I think I might need to... Let me try this. I'm going to do something a little bit more creative here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this acceleration coefficient multiplier, and I'm just going to animate that instead. So it's going to, over time, get more traction and less traction. And I wonder if doing that alone is going to be enough. It probably won't be enough. Let me think about this for a second. So follow path in here. This... You know what I might do instead? Let's do this. If pathfind component dot navigation agent 2d dot is navigation finished. Do I have a better way of doing this? No, okay. So if the navigation is finished, what I want to do is I want to take this bullet attack target position. Equals bullet attack target position plus mathutil.rng.rand direction times 32. So I guess I can just do plus equals here, huh? So what that's going to do is that's going to just add a random 32 pixel direction to the target position when the navigation finishes. And I hope that that difference in position is going to cause it to have a more interesting movement pattern. And then for the tween, private tween bullet attack acceleration tween. Is this going to work? So if I do bullet acceleration tween equals create tween, let's do bullet acceleration tween dot kill if valid. So create tween, bullet attack acceleration tween is equal dot tween property. We're going to tween the velocity component. We're going to tween the name of acceleration. Oh, let's do velocity component dot acceleration coefficient multiplier. I don't know if this is going to work actually, so this is going to be interesting to see. The variant final value, we're going to go to 0.5, and we're going to do, and that's going to happen over 1 second. And then let's do this again, except we're going to get the coefficient multiplier up to 1.5. So there's going to be an animation between the acceleration coefficient multipliers. And then let's do bullet attack acceleration tween dot set loops. We're going to set that to loop indefinitely. Okay, and then when we leave that state bullet attack, I need to do bullet attack acceleration tween dot kill if valid, like so. So it stops. And yeah, I wonder if that's going to work. But we'll see. We're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it'll stick. I'm using GDScript to make a non-game app, and coming from React, it's pretty good. The UI nodes are intuitive. Yeah, I think the UI nodes are pretty intuitive too, especially if you're coming from a web background. Oh, I think that actually was working really nice. That's cool. All right, I think that's actually cool. That's great. So let's do this. Let's do this. And then let's also do dot set transition. Let's do tween.transition type. Let's do quad. And then what do we want to do? Let's set ease out, ease type dot out. And then let's do that for the second one as well, but let's reverse it to ease type dot in. Is that, wait, I just want to make sure that that's what I want to do. So quad, so I'm going to do ease out quad. So it's going to slowly approach the low end of the acceleration, and then when I do ease in quad, it's going to quickly approach the high end of the acceleration. I might need to reverse those, but I think that's probably going to be all right. And then I can add like the smoke and the tire tracks and stuff. And I think that'll be super cool. Are those lights in your scene or a texture with alpha? There are lights, yeah. I'm using some 2D lighting in the game. So yeah. All right, let's see what happens when he does his little attack here. Okay, I think it's working. I just need to get those curves right, I think. Yeah, what happens if I reverse those? So let's do out instead and in here. Feels a little bit herky-jerky, which is why I'm trying to change the acceleration curves a little bit to make it feel less herky-jerky. I think that's looking great. I think this acceleration multiplier is just too high. I think if I put that to 1, I think it's going to look, it's going to be great. I'm surprised that that's working as well as it is. Will he have a horn? Yes, now that you said that. Maybe he will. Maybe before he enters an attack, he'll just do like a beep beep or something. That would actually be really funny. Oh my gosh, he's driving like a maniac. Okay, so now I'm curious to see what happens if I do this. So I'm gonna do this. Tween.tween call, or no, a bullet attack acceleration tween.tween callback. In here, let's do this. Do I need to make this a callable? Because it's not a delegate type. Fine, I'll do callable.from. What in here, what I want to do is these tire marks. Oh, and the smoke particles. So smoke particles dot emitting equals true. And then after it reaches the max peak, we're going to turn that all off to false again. So we're kind of turning on and off the particles based on the acceleration curve. And hopefully that's going to give the impression that he's doing like burnouts and stuff. Obviously, like I said earlier, I don't have a whole lot of control over the art. Like I can't rotate it to make it look like he's whipping around without drawing multiple frames of art. But we're going to see if just that minor change helps. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I think it's getting there. He's whipping around like crazy. I'm gonna reverse these and see if that looks a little bit better. And then I want to change some things here. These tire marks need to be behind the smoke particles. Smoke particles need to render on top of them. Oh, looks like he's stuck. Why are you stuck? Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. I have to change that bullet attack pattern a little bit. .25 and 1. Maybe if I up this to... Maybe if I make it really low, like 0.1. And then 0.8. Just gonna play with those acceleration numbers a little bit. See if I can make it even more drifty, kind of. Maybe I'll go the other way. Make that 1.5 there. I don't know, just a lot of experimentation to do here. Yeah, I think it's looking fine. I'm just kind of observing and seeing. I think it's feeling pretty good actually. Yeah. I think once I add like the sound effects and everything in here, it's gonna feel really good, but cool. Feels refreshing to stumble across this channel again. Game looks really good. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Odd Kazaks? Kazakes? I don't know. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Yeah, I think this is looking great. I just need to modify that bullet attack a little bit, I think. Or do I need to modify that bullet attack? I wonder if that's actually okay. Kind of creates, it's kind of an interesting attack pattern that I don't really have anywhere else. And it makes it kind of dangerous when he's swooshing around like that. Okay, of course we need to do like the Lowrider hydraulic animation too. So I think that'll be the next step, is to get that in place. And I want to test this too. I want to make sure that he's actually feeling good when he's really in the game. Okay, so let's do that hydraulic animation next. It was promised that this would be an animation stream after all, so. All right, so let's commit this. So tweaks to Lowrider spider attack. All right, how are we gonna do the hydraulics? That's gonna be the interesting thing to ask. So let's open up a sprite. We're gonna go into our Lowrider spider, and we've got our car parts, our front and back. Now, the interesting thing here is that I actually need to get the tires to be their own thing. So let's go ahead and create a new layer. Let's do tires. So I actually need to take these tires out and paste it there. And then I gotta make the tires round. So let's do that. Make those round. After we cut them out, of course. Oops. All right, so there's our tires. Probably will have to actually be their own layers. Oh, this is gonna be a little bit tricky. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but let's not worry about that just yet. I'm going to hide this spider. Get rid of the spider there. We're just going to do this the easy way, rotate that around. Is that a properly round tire? No. Okay, that'll work, I think. So if the tires are behind the front, cool. And that means that I can pretty much just copy this and paste it over here. Now I have to figure out what I'm doing. Oops. I have to figure out what I'm doing with respect to the shadows underneath the tires. Because I used to have it dark like this. And I'm not sure if that's going to be appropriate when the tires are isolated. If that makes sense. Because the front... I mean, I guess I can make it work. Because the back, well, the back is not, it's the front that's going to pop up due to the hydraulics. So I guess the back shadow is probably going to be fine. And this front shadow here, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be okay. Sorry, I'm just touching some things up. Okay. So we got the front. Cool. So now we've got the front and the tires as their own things. But I think I'm going to need to make this the... Let's call this back tire. And then let's take the front tire out. Paste it there. Call this front tire. Okay, so we've cut those out. Yeah, that looks great. Okay. So now we need the hydraulic in here somewhere. So obviously that's going to need to be... probably like right here. Hydraulic. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this just do something like that. That might be too angled actually. So now when the front raises up like that, well, it's not going to be exactly like that. It's going to be more like oops, it'll be like this, but then it'll be rotated as well, like so. So it's going to bounce up like this. So yeah, we're going to see how that works. I like the style of the Lowrider. It looks really good. Thank you, NetK. Appreciate that. First artist I've seen that names their layers. Well, that's the trick. I'm not an artist. I'm a programmer, you know, more naturally, I guess you could say. So that means that I like being organized. At least I think that's what it means, but... but yeah, I would not be able, especially with this many layers, like I would not be able to keep track of it if I didn't name it. It would drive me nuts. I don't know how people do it. Okay, so we've got the hydraulic. I'm not sure if this is actually going to be, if this is going to work in game. I think it should. I just need something there. So we're going to try that, but let's just go ahead and add some shadows to this as well. I guess some shadows and some highlights. That'll work. Most of this is not going to be visible, so... So it doesn't really need to be perfect. Although I probably do want to outline it. So let's just give it an outline real quick. The way that these things are going to be layered is it's going to... So this is going to be behind the tire. And then the front, oops. And then the front is going to be up like this, right? So, and there's no perspective wise, there's no back front tire, but that's fine. It doesn't We don't need to be like super detail oriented here. I think the main thing is just that it gives the impression of what I'm trying to convey. So now that all of that is in place, let's hide all those spider parts. Okay, so we've got the front. Cool. All right. Let's take a gander. I want to do the tires separately. The tires and the hydraulics separately. So let's re-export the front and the back. Oops. File export, or no, scripts. Export layers. This should export 2 layers. Okay, perfect. Remove front and back, and then we're going to do these things as their own. So file scripts, export layers. We will trim it in this case. Cool. All right, so if I did everything correctly, we shouldn't really see that much of a difference in terms of the Lowrider Spider, except the tires have now disappeared, which is what we wanted to happen. And now we got to get the hydraulic and the tires in place. So this is the, oh, that's the body of the vehicular. Back. I should probably name this car back and then car front. This is going to be probably a nightmare to animate, but we are going to try it. I'm pouring my heart and soul into this boss. I hope you all like it. Okay, so that's roughly correct. So this is going to be front tire. Let's just stick with the naming, car front tire, and then we want the back tire as well. Okay, so we're basically back to square one, but now that those things are separate, I can animate this. Now the reason why this is going to be tricky is because I need to be able to animate the car back, the body of the, yeah, I need to be able to animate basically all of this at the same time as a group, so that when I rotate it, like the, oh, why is it rotating? That's not good. But basically, when I do the hydraulic, like that, the spider needs to stay in the seat, right? So that's going to be the trickiest part. And I'm not sure. I might have to do some tricks here. I might have to do some tricks here. I might have to do some tricks here. Shoot. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Hello, Mo. Well, I'm glad you're liking the demo. The demo is very out of date, actually. So the fact that you're liking the demo, I think means that you're going to like the updated version even better. Are you using mouse and keyboard for your art? I am. I am. How do I feel about Nimrods? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is other than a character in the Bible and also an insult for somebody that's not so smart. Hello, Jesse. Welcome back. New game that came out that seems very similar to my game. Oh, interesting. Okay. Should I look it up? If I just do like Nimrod's Steam. Oh, here we go. How do I close? There we go. Nimrods. Okay. Interesting. I might have to, how much is that? Might have to buy that for research purposes. Oops, don't play. So this definitely leans more into the Survivor style formula. But yeah, this has a lot of similar elements. Interesting. Got very positive reviews. That means that there's a market for this kind of game. That's good. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I might have to buy that and see what kind of things they're doing. See how it compares. Started messing around in Godot recently and found your channel. Nice. That's great. Okay, anyway, what am I doing? Yeah, so I need to get this animation working correctly. I think I'm gonna have to do some creative things here to get this to work. So I've got my spider being animated here. I think what I need to do is so the head, the problem with the spider here I need to move the spider with the car, that's the thing. I'm not precisely sure how I'm going to do that. I'm gonna have to probably make use of these remote transform 2D nodes. Use global coordinates. So I think what I'm going to do is... because the head and the leg need to be outside of the vehicle. But I need this car... So maybe here's what I'll do. I'm going to set up the scene tree the way that I need it to be. And then I'll figure out how to redo my animations for that. So the car needs to move as one unit. Wow, this is going to be tough, actually. I could do this. Wait, I wonder if it's as simple as... Nope, it's not going to be simple. That's very interesting. How am I going to actually do this? Because I have so many different layers going on here that it's going to be hard to animate things as a unit. So, like, I've got the back of the car here. And then I've got the spider leg, which is in front of that. And then the spider body in front of that. And then this leg in front of that as well. But then I have tires here, which are behind the car front. But then the head is in front of the car and the left leg is in front of the car. But the thing is, I need to move the spider as a unit, preserving the ordering of the layers when the car front and the car back all rotate together, but the tires need to stay in the layer that they're in. So yeah, this is just a nightmare. This is just a nightmare. So I basically need something like that for my hydraulic to work. But then this spider also needs to move in accordance with that. Okay, so let's try this. Let's do a node 2D. Let's do spider interior layers. We're gonna put that here. We're gonna move this, this, and this into that. Okay, now the spider interior layers. Oh, shoot. If I do this, if I do a remote transform 2D, spider interior layers transform, the global or the remote path is going to be spider interior layers. Ooh, that did not work at all, did it? Oh no, it did. Okay, so now if I rotate the car front, I mean, I guess that's kind of working. The animations get all broken though. Oh wait, no they don't. No, they're fine. Okay. Okay, so that's a little bit that's a little bit janky, but maybe that'll work. I did your Survivor's Light course. I'm loving these games, so I wanted to see how you build one myself. Or see how to build one myself. Nice. Did you enjoy the course? Hello, Abo, welcome back. Good to see you. So the spider needs to stay in place while the hydraulics are going on. Yes, exactly, yeah. But that's being complicated by the fact that there's a lot of layers here. But I think I'm starting to get a handle on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Animation, so animation player. Let's do this. Let's do a, so it's car front, car back. I think I'm gonna make this easy on myself. I'm just going to animate the car front, and I'm going to use remote transform 2D to update everything that needs to be essentially locked or glued to it. So car back, transform. And so now when I move the car front around, the spider interior parts and the back part moves with me. Okay, I think I'm getting there. So now I can just animate the car front basically. So if I do this, if I do the car animation player, new, let's call it, let's just call it bounce. And let's go ahead and add track. Well, we don't want to do that. Let's do car front, transform or position. Yeah, so let's create that there. So now when I bounce, it's got to shoot up really quick. So I think what I want to do is go up. Well, let's do this. So we can go even up more than that. Yes, and then we also want to rotate it. So car front, let's do a rotation. Insert key. Yes, something like that. Now this height might need to change. And also we need to probably move the X value that way a little bit. Okay. Can actually probably increase the rotation. Yes, so that the tire is mostly still covered by that. Oh my gosh, this is going to be absolutely hilarious. Okay, let's make these cubic. And then we want it to come and slam down. So this needs to essentially come back to 0 and -9. And this needs to come back to 0. Oops, did I do that wrong? I did. This needs to come back to 0. Okay, and then we can change this easing here. Let's just put it on loop so I can see what's going on. Ooh, that's not good actually. So there needs to be like a bounce at the end here. Something like that. Now it's probably not going to loop, so this actually needs to be... I actually kind of like how that bounce is working here. So let's just insert keys there. Let's just let it do its thing. I'm going to actually round these off though. And then we'll insert this. This needs to be 0, -9, and there we go. There's your hydraulic animation. Probably need to move the tires a little bit too. Just move them slightly so that they look like they're animated as well. But let's get the hydraulic in there now and see what that looks like. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. Do you know where I can find a tutorial for a 2D beat 'em up like Double Dragon or TMNT Arcade? I don't, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Hello, Neozoid. Not necessary, but I would make the front tires make a little jump when popping up the hydraulics. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm planning on doing, because that'll add a little bit more motion to it. But the tires, I have to figure out how I'm going to animate those. I guess I could just animate them by themselves. But I want to get the hydraulic in place and see what that looks like. And I'm going to take this, let's see, offset. I'm going to put the offset here so I can kind of align it on the tire itself. Oh, I guess I don't really, maybe I don't even need to do anything. Ooh, it's not tall enough. That's okay. We shall make it taller. That's 5. That's 5. That's also 5. Okay. This is going to need to be stretched. Actually, do I need it to be, maybe I don't need it to be that tall. Maybe just that. Okay, so it's bigger now. Okay, so that's definitely going to need a change in terms of its scale, but because it's sticking out the back here, but I think that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and animate that. So let's go ahead and take this scale here. We're going to set this to 0. And then when it gets up to this point, set it to 1. Oh, that's not correct. I guess I shouldn't be changing both the X and the Y. Probably just the Y. Gotta mess with these curves a little bit. I don't know how I'm gonna time that correctly. I might just have to control the scale a little bit better. So here we'll insert the key, then we'll go to Y, maybe 0.5. That should work. It's not perfect, but I think it's probably all right. What happens if I set this to 0 here? Yeah, that's gonna look awkward, I think. That's probably all right. Move it over one. I don't know. Well, this probably works, right? It looks like it's roughly in time, and I think it gets the point across. Shouldn't it be growing the other way around? I'm from the car frame towards the tires. Probably, but I don't care enough. I'm not concerned about getting all the details correct. Although, I wonder if it's easy to just change that around. I think what I'd have to do is... what do I have to do? I think it looks fantastic, doesn't need to be 100% world accurate. Or, yeah, I don't think so either, but I'm gonna see, let's see if I can, let's see if I can get that just working the other way. I think what I need to do is I just need to change the position and the offset here. So maybe it's going to be actually relatively easy to do this. So if I change the offset to something like that, and then I just position it. Oh yeah, but the offset change. Yeah, if I did it the other way, I think I'd actually have to track the position a little bit too. So I think that's probably, yeah, I'll just leave it the way it is. It require a little bit more effort. But I think that's fine, yeah. And then we need to make the tires move a little bit too. So let's see if I can get some bounce into that front tire. Transform position, boom. We gotta figure out what to do with the rest of these spider parts too. Oh goodness. Okay, so this front tire. So it probably needs to come up right around this point, right? So let's see, insert car tire, or insert keyframe. Yeah. Something like that. And then it needs to slowly accelerate back into this position with the curve. And then we probably want to do another bounce, another tinier bounce. Should probably make this a cubic curve as well. Oops. Now I gotta figure out how to get these timings correct. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. That does not look too bad at all. Might do something with the back tire as well, but let's see. I do agree that a minor tire bounce will look incredible. Yeah, I think it's looking good. The peak height of the cart should pull the tire up a little. Only has one leg needs to be tweaked, the one being detached. The rest looks incredible. Thank you. Didn't even know you could animate sprites in Godot. Well, of course you can. How else would you get animations? I love how the head looks like a gimbal. Oh, yeah. Definitely has to come in with Lowrider playing our Lowrider-esque song. I know, I gotta figure out what I'm doing for music and stuff like that. I'm gonna give a little bit of bounce to this back tire as well. Let's see. I think, and maybe not bounce, but more so just like maybe pull it forward a bit. So instead of -18, maybe we'll do like, just pull the tire forward. Like so. This needs to come back. Yeah, that looks good. Now we got to see how it looks in game. That's the big question. Because the editor can look a little bit deceiving. I'm going to turn this on autoplay. I'm just going to leave it on loop so I can see how that looks. The moment of truth. Hello, Garlic. Good morning. New boss looking great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with how this is coming out. Definitely the most effort I've spent on a boss. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Look at that. Oh my gosh, should I just leave that animation playing? Wait, like, does this even need to be like a separate... Does this even need to be a separate animation state, or should he just drive around doing that permanently? What do you guys think? Should this be a special animation that only gets broken out for certain attacks? Or do you think that he should just do this non-stop? Let's take a poll. When he reaches the end of his travel. Yeah, I mean, the choice is either he'll do it at certain points or he'll do it 100% of the time. What is the name of the VS Code color theme? It's Dracula. Lamau, love it. Yeah, I like it too. It's looking good. Should only be at certain points. How do you feel about a little dust cloud when coming down from the bounce? That could look good, yeah. Let's get the rest of the animation finished though, because like the spider head needs to follow the bouncing, but that looks great actually. That's so... That's so dumb. Oh my gosh. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever created in my life, but it's so funny. It is unbelievable. 14-year-old me would be 14-year-old me would be proud of seeing what a 30-year-old me is creating. Oh, that's the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Okay. At certain points, yeah. That thing looks legit. Thank you. The head is just stabilized. Def, not an animation problem, yeah. I could say that. I could say that. I don't know, I feel like I've put so much effort into the spider now that now I kind of feel bad about taking shortcuts. Because it's just like, I've put so much effort in already. I am going to commit what I have because that was a ton of animation work. And I feel better when everything is like in the cloud and off of my machine. Okay, so now let's figure out what we're doing about that. Those head pieces. So I might be able to, let's see. Spider interior layers. Can I do this? Can I do node 2D spider exterior layers, spider exterior layers? Keep that at 0, 0, I suppose. Oops. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. keep the head and the left leg, put those into the exterior layers here. And then can I duplicate this? Exterior layers transform. Oh, there we go. Well, that was easy. Okay, now the whole spider is moving. Okay, so remote transform 2D, that's the way to do it. Dang, that is a complicated animation tree here. Okay, let's go ahead and check that out in game now. Just verify that everything looks great. All right, thanks for hopping in, Mo. It's good to see you. Hope to see you in a future stream. Am I using GitHub large file storage? I believe so. I believe so for like all my audio files and whatnot. I mean, I guess I could check it. Yeah, I am. Oh, I'm not using it for audio though. I'm just using it for like video files and whatnot. I probably should use it for audio files, huh? But I'm not doing it for like the images and the A-Sprite files because they're super tiny. They're only like a couple of kilobytes a piece. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. The Lowrider spider. I feel like the spider animation is not super obvious. I'm gonna do some more drastic rotations of these things. That looks better. Wonder if I should rotate the head a little bit too. Maybe not. Now we gotta figure out when we're gonna use the bounce. Maybe for any wind up, any sort of wind up that's happening. That looks great. We gotta still do art and whatnot for those things that are falling from the ceiling, whatever they are. That's so, I'm just like having so much fun watching him. Wow. He's so goofy, I'd feel bad about killing him, yeah. You'd have to. You have to, because he's trying to kill you. The way his head stayed stationary before seemed more realistic. It accentuated the bounce. Yeah, I mean, the bounce is not going to be happening all the time, though, so... I think it'll be fine. Front tire should come up higher to be noticeable. Well, the problem is then I can only raise it so high before I also have to start animating the hydraulic more, what's the word? Well, I guess animating the hydraulic more. I mean, those are good suggestions for sure, but I have to kind of balance. Let's see. Can I bring the tire? Let's see how much farther I can bring the tire up. That's the back tire. Can I bring the tire up just a little bit more? Yeah, see the hydraulic starts peeking out there. So I'd have to like, oops. I'd have to animate that a little bit better too. Did something change here? I suppose I could. Let's see. If I wanted this to go up higher. Well, now it's all kinds of messed up. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit too much, I think. So I'll just leave it as is for now, but it's a good suggestion. Anyway, let's figure out where we're going to use this animation now. So this animation probably should not, well, it shouldn't be auto-played, so let's get rid of this. Bloop. Okay, so let's go ahead and create node private animation player. We're going to call this car animation player. Do I want this to loop? I probably do. So car animation player, when we enter, maybe I could do it while he's doing the bullet attack. Okay, so let's see. Play that anim bounce. Let's do the anim reset as well. Enter state bullet attack. Leave state bullet attack. Car animation player dot Q anim reset. I wonder if that'll work. Because I want it to finish its animation loop before going back to the reset animation. I don't know how that's going to work, though. That looks good. Oh, that Q doesn't work, huh? Okay. So I'm going to need to manually control this probably. Let's get rid of this auto loop here. If car animation player dot, if not car animation player dot is playing, play anim bounce, car animation player dot Q anim reset. Hopefully that works. Get rid of that. So basically I wanted to go back to the reset animation after it plays one anim bounce there. Okay, let's see if that works. Are you using the plugin? Plugin for Node, couldn't find it in the Godot docs. Yeah, it's a it's at my GitHub. I think my GitHub is linked in the description below. It's called Godot Utilities. I wrote some C# source generators to give you those attributes. Okay, that seems to be working. I'm just watching him do his thing. That's so stupid. Oh, goodness. Okay, I think I'm also going to do that animation for when he's doing his charge attack. Goodness, I'm getting lost. Okay, here we go. State charge wind up here. Okay, let's see if that works. That looks so good now. Thank you, thank you. That's pretty cool. We'll check it out. Thanks, you're welcome. This is pretty cool. Thank you, Emerson. Who gave this man a driving license? Yeah, it's a mystery. I think I still want to do some tweaks to his attack behavior and whatnot, but I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far. That charge windup was great. I think having that there. Honestly, I think what I want to do is I don't want to get fancy with these tweens. I think what I want to do is just turn these on for the state bullet attack, and then I'll just turn them off. Instead of trying to like match up the accelerations and everything. So we'll get rid of this and get rid of that. That looks so good. I'm just gonna stand here and observe. I don't know if that's working correctly. I wonder if this is being called multiple times, this bullet attack target position being set. Yeah, let's see. there's a lot of like mechanical tweaks and state tweaks that I want to make here, but I think the art and the animation's looking great. Oh yeah, that's being reset a bunch of times. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, that's the problem. So he's very much veering off of the path. I really don't like this navigation stuff. Why is the navigation finished being triggered multiple times? I gotta figure out what's going on there. It shouldn't be finished that many times. Shrink the window so I can actually see my output here. I wonder, maybe I don't even need that. Maybe it is working the way that it should be working and I just don't like the result. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Lowrider Spider is hilarious. I love it. Thank you, Cammy. Yeah, I love it too. My finest work yet. So the problem is if I don't change the sort of target position, he doesn't really do much of a drift. So I wonder if, what if I did this? Oh. Bullet attack. Target. Radial? I don't know. Something like that. Bullet attack, target, radial. Let's do vector2.right times 32. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. I'm going to use some magic numbers. When I'm in the bullet attack state, I'm going to say bullet attack target radial is equal to bullet attack target radial dot rotated degrees. Let's do a rotation of 90 degrees per second. So what I'm going to do is just rotate this additional vector a bunch of times so that the position that it's following is constantly changing but going in a circle. And so that is hopefully going to produce the drift kind of effect that I'm looking for around a central point. And hopefully that works. Yeah, it doesn't look as smooth as like movie drifting or whatever, but I really don't have the tools to have that much control over the velocity with all of the navigation avoidance systems and all that stuff. But I think that's about as good as I can get it. I might maybe I'll increase the radius though. How big are these tiles? I think these tiles are 32. Yeah. Honestly, this could probably be something like 128. Let's give that a shot. Love the animation. Thank you, JCND. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I can't wait to actually like put him in the game and play test and see how he's actually feeling. Okay, that looks much better. Okay, one minor change I'm going to make now is let's do this. Let's remove some of these. Private const int. Let's do float, bullet, attack, angle. I'll call it degrees change, I guess. 90. Private float, bullet attack, target radial mod is equal to 1. Private const float, bullet attack, radial radius. Okay, so going down here, when I enter the state bullet attack, I'm going to do bullet attack target radial mod is equal to mathutil.rng.rand sign. And that's going to give me either 1 or -1. And then in here, what I'm going to do is bullet attack degrees change times bullet attack target radial mod. So it'll change whether he's going clockwise or counterclockwise now in that state. And I also got rid of the magic numbers, so if anyone was annoyed by that, the magic numbers are gone, so. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm very, very happy with how this is turning out. The other nice thing about getting this boss finished is that that means that my ability to create a new updated demo for Steam is going to be like close. Like I'm going to be close to being able to release the updated demo. But I'm just observing here. Want to add some kind of like shake effect to him when he's stunned. Give it a little bit more animation. Oh, that bounce is so good. I can't believe it. There's still, I gotta do art for those things that are coming down from the ceiling too. Oh, he got stuck. Oh my gosh. If I'm entertained, I guess that's a good sign. All right, tweaks to Lowrider spider attack and animation. Let's commit that. How are you triggering screen shakes when he rams into stuff, or am I imagining it? No, you're not imagining it. I have a game camera here, and the game camera, I have a shaky cam that I made that kind of handles doing camera shake for me. But I basically just made the game camera a singleton. So I've got a static instance in here that gets assigned when the game camera is instantiated. And then I have a static method called shake, which will call the shake on that shaky camera. So basically the way that I can do it is I literally just in here, I've got a static call game camera.shake when I enter the stunned state, and that's it. So, you know, it may not be the best approach for some games to make your main camera like a singleton, but that's kind of what I've done, and so that way I can call a shake from anywhere. If I had multiple cameras, or if it was otherwise unsafe to do like a singleton approach, I probably would just elevate a game camera shake signal to like an auto load, and then call a static method on the auto load saying, hey, I want to shake whatever camera is active right now, and then make it the responsibility of each individual camera within the game to listen to that and then apply the shake. But in my game, I only ever have one camera, so I just directly call it and say, hey, shake this. Do I plan to keep updating the game after release? Okay, so that depends on a couple of factors. That depends on the demand of the game. That depends on how well it sells. If the game sells really poorly, it's going to be hard to justify spending more time on development. But let's say that the game does really well and there are like dozens or hundreds of people asking for things like controller support or more content or whatever, then that's going to be a case where I'm going to have to look at that and say, yeah, that's probably likely to be worth my time. Because the unfortunate thing about the situation that I'm in is that I have to be kind of focused on making money. So that doesn't mean I'm going to cut corners or anything, but it also means that I can't be spending time on things that aren't profitable, right? So that's the unfortunate reality of the situation. So that's a long-winded answer to say, maybe. It kind of depends on a bunch of factors, so makes a lot of sense. Thanks, you're welcome. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to end the stream there unless there are any final questions. While I wait for any final questions to roll in, I want to thank you all for joining me and for helping me design the Lowrider Spider. I got a bunch of great suggestions and I think it turned out really good. So thank you all for watching. Very much appreciated. And just to do my usual pitch, you know, I'm trying to make it as a full-time indie game developer. And so the best way you can financially support me is by picking up one of my Udemy courses. The links for those are in the description below. You'll also learn how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. Of course, you can buy Gunforged when it releases, hopefully in a couple months here. And otherwise, you can wishlist Gunforged, like the video, subscribe to my email list at firebelly.com. All that kind of good stuff. Every little bit helps. Even the non-financial stuff helps a ton. So yeah, thank you all for your support. And thank you all for being here. It was good to see you all. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. So have a good day.